So I'm out here about to shop, which I don't want to be out here shopping, but hopefully everything open. So I want to kind of talk about this argument of they over here, bro, why you got to go over there? So in my experience, the women that are over here are pretty much feminine minded, right? I know plenty of women, but I know plenty of women who came fresh off the boat to America, to Philly. They were nice, they were humble, and they didn't require a height requirement or a certain piece of clothing for you to say hello. See, women over here became too indoctrinated by feminism talking points, where they don't understand that you need men to care about the society they in order for society to survive, in order for men to acknowledge themselves. When you treat them like absolute garbage because they're not tall, or they so-called creepy, or this and this and that, and they get successful, they're gonna look at the society and they're gonna say, this society is only good for me taking things from them, or people being zeros and dollars. This is why you got a lot of billionaires who are heartless, and they really don't care what happens to the people at the bottom. Because when they was in the same category as everybody else, people treated them like crap. The funny thing is, everybody point towards Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, and everybody else, all the billionaire men, to stop world hunger. They point to them to care about the world. But they never do that for the women. Oprah and none of these other billionaire women, they don't say that to them. They don't ask them to save the world and end world hunger and save the community and all that. They only do that for the guys. But the funny thing about that is that there's a lot. The women in this country has less humility than a woman overseas. Why? Because the women overseas, they got men to face. See, women in other countries don't have the government giving them handouts. This is why the single moms are different over there than over here. There's nobody handing out free money to women who have kids with thug ass dudes. If a woman in Brazil gets with a gang member, she gonna have to stay with that guy, because if she don't, that guy gonna body bag her. Just like in Mexico, they body bag the women. When they done with you, they done with you. As soon as you get with a trafficker, your life is already in danger. Because if they can't find the guy, they're gonna find the girl. So I always ask myself, to these idiots who talk about passport men and the women, what the man, some of these dudes do not need license, man. They all driving on the sidewalk. What's wrong with these idiots? These idiots are talking about the women only with you because they want to get a passport, or they want to get a green card. The funny part is that they got men in their country that got billions and millions of dollars. The cartel dudes, those guys make $500 or $1,000 a hit in Mexico. You know how I know? Because I did the research, and there was constantly a couple books out there that tell you how much they make. So why is there not an abundance of women running around dating Sicarios? Why there not a lot of women out there dating drug traffickers? A lot of them don't care about the risks and dangers over here. The women will get with the thugs and thinking the thugs, they can control the thugs. And when the thugs put them down, we supposed to feel sorry for them. But that don't stop the women in Brazil for getting with a drug trafficker. Now, in the beginning of last year, there was a chick that was going back and forth on Twitter with a drug trafficker, and she said some smart stuff, and she went missing for like a week. Her body washed up on the beach with just a torso. See, those men over there don't really play around like they do over here. That's why I said it's humility. The men and the government don't baby the women like they do over here. Now, women can lie on guys overseas, but once they find out there was a lie, the woman get the consequences. There was an African country where a dude got Me Too'd. African kid got Me Too'd. And they found out the girl was lying. They hunted her down, stripped her down naked, and started beating her with sticks and told her to get out the part of that place, or they're gonna do worse than her. They're gonna do worse than that. The kid took his own self out, and she lied, and they kicked her out of part of that part of the place. See, in other countries, women have consequences. They have dating consequences as well. The consequences for Latin girls and Latinos and South American girls is the fact is their men will put them in the ground if they have to, if they cheat and anything else. And the difference between the American men over here and American women over here is the family. There ain't no protection for the men. Nobody cares about men if they get cheated on. Not even their old moms care. Not even their sisters. Not even they women in the family. A lot of these women, especially B-dubs, they use the whole, your mama black, your family members black. But if a girl cheats on a man, if one of the girls that a guy get with cheat on him, they're not gonna go out there and defend him. They're not gonna go out there and beat the girl up. They're not gonna beat the girl up and shave her hair off. In Brazil and Colombia and all these other countries, even in Asian countries, they will humiliate the girl for cheating on their family member. They'll beat her up. They'll strip her naked in the middle of the street and they'll start beating her up. See, there's consequences that is not over here. So you can't say that it's women over here because they don't have to deal with the same consequences. And you have to be more mindful overseas, especially men overseas, than you do over here. Because these people are lying and they inflating stuff. If all this stuff was actually, if men was going around beating up women and doing all this crazy stuff because they get rejected, it would happen at a larger level, like overseas. But it's not. You got a few nut jobs who can't get said no. So that's how it is, and they trying to overinflate that shit. Now, in Asian culture, the men do the reverse star route system. The men get on their prime, get on their game, and they leave the women out. In all these Asian countries, where the women are with white dudes and black dudes, they don't touch them. There's a lot of Asian women who try to go date black men after they've been dogged out by white dudes. And it doesn't work out because they got a half Asian, half white baby now. And people looking at them like, nah, I'm good. The Philippines, the Thai women, the women who never gave black dudes a chance now want to give black dudes a chance with a kid. And it's usually by a white guy. The incels, the white incels, was taking their turns with some of the Asian women in the Asian countries. So they don't have to deal with white women who dealt with black men. See, nobody want to talk about that. Is that no white guy never said it's women over there. I know some of these so-called white incels who left and went to Japan, and left and went to Thailand, and left and went to all types of other countries, and came back over here and still claim that they're incels, and people are looking at them and talking crap, but they got videos and pictures. There's guys from France, there's guys from Australia, there's guys from Switzerland. There's all types of guys in every single continent who actually going around doing the same thing that Passport Bros is doing now, and SYSMM is talking about. But now it's a problem because the black community can't let go of the guys that they think are under them, because they need to keep beating on these guys. That Sub-Zero thing, I'm just clarifying it right now because I'm outside and I'm walking and I want this walk to actually get faster, so I'm making a video. But other than that, if I was in the house, I probably would have never made this video. But there's a reason why there's women over here, why would you go over there? It's because a lot of guys don't have the patience and tolerance to deal with a group of women who actually are not humble. Tommy Sotomayor will tell you he stick his penis in all types of women, and they still don't be appreciative of him. That's why he never been married, and that's why he don't have a girlfriend for more than 3-4 years, because he stick his dick in the wrong women. And guess what? Most of the women, if he can't get a chick, then a lot of other guys down in the low can't get a chick, because guess what? He has the money and he has the sexual prowess to so-called calm these women down, and they still don't calm down and still give them trap. So why would you expect a guy who has an organized life to deal with some of these women? This is the reason why they don't deal with the women over there. I like to deal with women who got humility and humble about themselves. They're easy to approach. They're easy to talk to. Even if I'm not talking to them in a relationship type of way, women overseas will still give you the time of the day and let you talk to them, even if they let you down easy. Because it's consequences for going around talking shit and dissing a guy if you don't like him. There's consequences for that. The dude will probably deck them. And this is the thing. That's why the whole argument is they over here it's not feasible, because they over here, they already been indoctrinated. A lot of them want to touch that torch. A lot of them want to walk with the feminist torch and take up that mindset until it hurts them, and then they want to go back to what they used to be, but we already see what they are. They can't go back to being normal people after they went around talking shit and telling guys they this and they that and all this other shit. One thing that you can't do is you can't reverse how you treat people, because it always comes out to the people who's close to you. It's always come out to that person that's very close to you, how you treat other people. That's why it always ends absolutely bad when dudes get divorces and break up and stuff, and the girls start exposing him and saying all this stuff. Who wants to be with women who can't keep their mouth shut? Who wants to be with women who, when they get mad, they start telling your business out? Who wants to deal with that? Who wants to be with some group of women? They got a whole list of guys that if they get mad, you have to watch your back, and they try to send a guy to take you out or beat you up and rob you. That's why this whole, the women over here, no. They got too many people on their roster for you to deal with them. Because the difference is between the men they dealt with and the dudes that they could try to take advantage of because they underestimate everybody. They underestimate the wrong dudes. And that's what happens to all these Instagram models that, Jada Black, he's sticking up for now. Because I started seeing his videos, him doing more videos of girls getting their life taken by guys and stuff, and he's being more of a simp because I think he's trying to get more money out of people. So he's trying to protect women now. And I know everybody's seen that before. I know everybody's seen that. His catalog is starting to get more feminist-like. So, who wants to deal with that? I told you before, all these guys that deal with them turn into monsters. How is it that all these dudes are turning all crazy on them and taking them out? That can't be no coincidence. A lot of guys out here don't know what it's like to be a man or have power like that. They got their power taken away from them. So them snapping out like that is different than a guy overseas snapping out. A guy's overseas snapping out, a lot of them do need reformed for how they treat people because they got the cream of the crop based off the standards of people who leave this country and go over there, but they don't know how to treat them. That's the reason why guys, white guys, black guys go over there and marry the women. Wait. I told somebody years ago, I said, why don't you time yourself when you talking to a female and see how much money you spend when you talking to a female over here compared to what a dude overseas does, and see if y'all can compare time. The dude got embarrassed. He got really embarrassed that it took him 6-7 hours plus the time and him talking on this chick on the phone, pretty much like nearly 100-something hours to get in this chick's pants. And the dude that went overseas, his hours was 15 hours. Because he wasn't talking to one of the run-of-the-mill girl that was trying to have fun. He was talking to a girl that he was trying to get in a relationship with. So 15 hours compared to 100 and something hours. And you see the time that's being wasted and them having this ego about themselves. Hopefully they don't take that down, because I didn't have it. They out here with the music, whatever. Hope it ain't copyright music, because I ain't wanting to have that in there. Like I said before, it is a big difference. You go to a place where they have them conditions, where they got them conditions and where they culture at. You go where the system of culture. You don't go. The smartest move is not going having an internet. That's like telling somebody to go in. That's like telling somebody to go in a forest with a cell phone where no cell phone towers at, even though the signal is stronger in the city, but you tell them to go out all far out, and you tell them to go out far out in the sticks in order to do this and do that. It's better to go where the signal is stronger and the culture is stronger and the females are pure-minded in their culture, instead of trying to come over here, because the women already fucked themselves over. And the fact is, the guys over here, we're stronger than the guys who has to do all this crap, because we not going. We told you that's more than enough time. We don't care about them over here, man. We don't care about talking to them and doing all this crazy stuff. Look, man, if you should be happy that you got an abundance of females over here that you can play around with. You should be happy. You should be happy that you got rotation after rotation of ugly looking women, fat women, and all types of other different women. You should be happy that you don't have no competition among us. But I know what it is that you want competition because you want to be able to run up the score against guys you think you better than. I knew what it was about, and that's what I said in my old videos to say, hey man, that's what they want. They want a football team who can't play football, and they're gonna score touchdowns on you, and they're gonna think that they're the best football team out there going against a football team who don't know what they're doing or don't know how to play football. That's how they get their wins. They got a Super Bowl championship ring just beating teams that's easy to beat. And that's what they want. They want to keep getting that Super Bowl ring on a bunch of people who can't play football. And when those guys actually walk off the field and walk out of that organization, now they're mad because they don't have nobody to verse against. They can't get a Super Bowl ring if you don't have a team to go against. So now they trying to brag about the Super Bowl ring they get against the guys that they did win against. And the newer guy saying, I don't care about that. Leave me alone. I saw enough, we seen enough failures to know that it's not going to be successful over here. We seen enough failure. And I'm not going to be one of the ones who literally let myself be tricked into this bull crap, and then I'm sitting here talking to y'all about child support or talking about somebody trying to Me Too me and stuff. When I had to deal with the FBI shit, that gave me a kind of sentiment thing of I did everything right. You could call me a weirdo, you could call me whatever you want, but then when the FBI investigates you and they looking in your life and they have to let you go and don't do anything to you and have to get back all your stuff, that tells you a lot about what you did in your life. They couldn't find nothing on me. So I'm like, okay, I did the right thing in my life. I ain't hang out with the wrong people. I ain't go to clubs. I ain't fight nobody. I don't got a whole bunch of chicks. Because the fact is, one thing that these dudes don't never talk about is the fact is these women cost these guys jobs. These guys give information to the guy's worst enemy. You know how many women out here setting guys up when they meeting them in houses and they friend and dudes going in the houses and then beating up these guys because these women are giving vagina to every single body out here. So why would I date a girl over here that has access to all types of people and different type of class systems, and I'm supposed to trust this girl to not tell my information or try to get an opportunity on me by robbing me or stealing something that I have? You must be stupid, man. Like I said, the argument of they over here, it's already done. Nobody want to talk to them over here, man. This is the reason why a lot of guys are not coming over here. Why do you think that the dudes in Dubai, the princes in Dubai, fly the women over there? Because they dominate their country and they won't be able to get Me Too for the stuff that they got. And they got all this. I saw some of the videos that the women do over in Dubai. And it made me kind of laugh at these women when they talk shit. Because the kind of shit that I seen them do, man, it's sad when you see some of their faces and you see some of the Instagram models, but it's also at the same time hilarious. Because it's about protecting yourself and not dealing with the crap. Do you really think Dubai guys can get away with the kind of stuff they do? If Dubai guys came into America and tried to do the stuff in America, no, these chicks be blackmailing rich, successful men. And this is what I think that Trey Songz shit is about. It's about trying to blackmail him and getting some money out of him for their sexual interactions. They're cashing in on a lot of dudes that they gave ass for free. Because if the guys become successful, then they're gonna come back and say the guy did something to him. But if the guy don't become successful, all they gotta do is say they was young and dumb. So they can play both sides of the field now. So why would I sit there and allow myself to deal with a group of people who's untrustworthy with any type of information? Why would I deal with a group of people who might tell my secrets out? Why would I deal with a group of people who will hang out with a gangbanger and then try to hang out with a nerd Hang out with a gangbanger, have sex with a gangbanger on Monday, and then try to suck off a nerd on Sunday. Do you really think, or my fault, on Saturday suck off a nerd, and then on Sunday suck off a guy in church? You serious? You can't trust a person like that. That's why a lot of them got mental issues, because they juggling personalities. But yeah, I'm almost here, man. That's why I might make a part 2 to this.